Hey guys, it's time for another 15 plus 10. We're rated 1607. We've got black against SRD Jan from Croatia? Serbia. Okay, I'm going to play normal. Normal repertoire, I think. What are we going to get? A Scotch. Okay. Right, well I only know the Steinitz, so hopefully we're going to get that. Okay, we've got a main line, that's fine. I'm petrified of this Scotch Gambit. So I need to do more about that. Okay, and here we have our first pause in proceedings, which is very common because it is an unusual move, and that's the whole point of the way that I play. I want to put my opponents off. I think the best move here is bishop e2, allowing you to take the pawn. Because you can't then take here because of bishop f3, trapping the queen in, and then even after you retreat you can get into all sorts of trouble having your queen out in the board. So you should really give up this pawn and just castle. Because this open king is quite a liability. Opponent, 10 years older than me, roughly, is already having a think. You alright, Woody? You're late. We've already been out for a walk today. Okay, what are you going to do? Serbia, I think the little badge is more centralised. It's also a large badge. I know. So I thought Serbia was more. That is Serbia. Serbia with a large badge. Okay, so here we pin the knight. Opponents used 1 minute so far, but time is not the point here. Okay, we have queen out. We play knight f6. And here I'm all in my familiar theory. These are all logical moves. That's why, see, at this point, people haven't studied that much in terms of sidelines, which is kind of nice because it means you're still just playing chess against somebody. But there's oftentimes for me when I'll run into somebody else's prep and just get slaughtered. It happens. And sometimes I slaughter people too in 9 or 10 moves. Happens. Just had a really fun Von Hennig in 5-minute blitz just now. Okay, she's nearly 2 minutes now, and I'm almost a minute up on my starting time. But that's not what's important. What's important is not losing the game and winning the game. So hopefully, okay, interesting. This is unusual. This is a bit of a novelty. So now I need to take stock and pause. Now the obvious move is queen takes e4. Notice this knight is in an absolute pin and can't take. So this pawn right now is defended only once and it's attacked twice. So what will happen if queen takes, knight takes g7 with check. I play king f8 to chase the knight away. Okay, so let's do this again. Queen takes with check. If he doesn't capture, I'll capture the queen, then I'll castle. I'm just laughing, right? There, so queen must take. I'm going to take. Knight can't take because it's still pinned. If he captures here with check, I'm going to move here. I'm attacking the knight and attacking this knight twice. So I think that's all right. Now he's in check and he has to do something about it. If he doesn't take my queen with this queen, I will trade queens, and then I will probably castle. And I'm a pawn up, which is the point of the Steinitz, is to get into the middle game 1 pawn up, which hopefully you can then convert. So, I mean, from a familiar position, when my opponent plays an unfamiliar move, it's tempting to think, oh wow, has he got something clever here? But you should always be open to the option that it's not clever at all. And it's just the wrong move, because otherwise you would have probably seen it before. Somebody else would have thought about it. So I've taken here. I'm assuming queen will take and I will recapture, obviously. And then this is the point. He's got this knight is attacked twice. So if he goes ahead with this idea, either I'm going to win this knight, or I'm going to take with that knight from there, take here, and if he recaptures, I recapture with the bishop, forking king and rook. Does that make sense? He can't take my queen with the knight. And already, we're down to 11.5 minutes for white after 7 moves. I took nearly a minute over that last move. But it's alright, because I almost had that minute to spare. But it's not about time. So let's say he just does something like this, right? I take queen, he recaptures with pawn. I've still got the pin on the knight. I'll leave the bishop there. I think I'll just short castle and protect this pawn. Probably, but we'll have a look at the board in that eventuality. We are already the pawn up. Now, having captured this pawn here. Okay, we have takes. I have to take with my knight. I'm assuming we're going to have this. This knight is still frozen. It is out of the game. It cannot capture here. Okay, I think I go here, right? From there, he's got 1, 2. Here, he just loses the knight. If he retreats the knight, he's going to lose another pawn and an exchange. See, he shouldn't, I don't think he should recapture here. Because he's already -3, he's already a knight down. If he recaptures, the king has to move, he's going to lose a full rook. No, he can't. He's going to lose a pawn and a rook for a knight. He can't recapture there. This is terrible for black, for white. Now, it has to be said, my king is in a rather precarious position as well. But I've got another whole extra knight, which is also developed. My opponent only has 1 piece out on the board. Having said that, both bishops are actually engaged. You know, these are active bishops. They don't have to be off the back rank to control lots of squares, which they are doing. Okay, so that's interesting. Because obviously the major threat here is, okay, I think that's the right move for my opponent. Okay, so if I move the knight now, it comes with check. Problem is, my opponent can now capture. Okay. Now, can I move the knight with a major threat? Something like this. I mean, I'm attacking the bishop, right? I do this. He takes my bishop. He's back equal. Because he's also won a pawn down here, remember? Yeah, good move that. Good move. And also I can't move my bishop and attack this knight. I can't move my knight and attack the rook or the king. If I come here, he's got b4. But then I've got that. Actually, so yes, I think I can just move away. b4, he can't capture the knight anymore. Right? And I just move the bishop to b6 and we're happy. Both pieces are saved. Oh, and that skewers. That's a pin on the knight. That's a pin on the knight. And I can defend with this. I think I've got to do that. And the bishop can't be harassed by a pawn. Wow, this is turning into a tactical bun fight already. But I am still a piece up for now. Now I have knight here, potentially. facing off, and if bishop takes, I've got knight takes. Actually, bishop's already defended there, so I can move my knight wherever I want. Okay, what's your plan, man? What's your plan? Okay, I can't move the knight here because knight takes. I can go here. I can go here. I can drop the bishop all the way back to safety. But it is defended right now. However, we've got to be conscious about this move. Might play a6 to stop b5. I don't think he's coming here. He might, if he goes there, I can just trade off. And he can't take the bishop because I can boomerang back and win. So, I think I want to move this knight because I'd like to face off the bishops. Notice this bishop can't just step out and decline that option because the rook hangs behind it. So I'm thinking some knight here or knight here. That also stops this move as well. Knight here, you push, I take the bishop for free. So I think he's got to take the bishop now. The only other option, actually, he's got pawn pushes, he's got c3. In which case I might just drop all the way home, or drop all the way home here. Actually, no, he doesn't have that, yeah. Because if pawn pushes, I've got knight and bishop looking at that. Okay, so one of my knights is going to capture this bishop. Don't think it really matters which. I'm inclined to think B. And when I do that, I'm threatening c2 with a fork as well. Whichever knight captures, the other one can be attacked by an advancing pawn. So I don't think there's much value in overthinking that idea. Main thing is my opponent's got to worry about this. So it's going to be either king there, or rook, or bishop. Okay, cool. Right, now how about this? Controlling a lot of light squares. Double controlling a couple of them. Attacking the bishop. If he just goes ahead and castles, I'll just trade. I think is the way to go. He's got knight here, potentially knight there. So if he goes knight here, I can move this knight back. Whoa! Did you just do that? Okay, I'm having that bishop, I don't care. Then this knight is going to be under attack after okay, rook takes, okay. Rook takes, this pawn is defended. I can come here, hitting this pawn, but that is defended by the rook. I like here more, again, because it's just threatening to trade off yet more stuff. And the more stuff that comes off the board, the more significant my lead is, you know? It's like, how did somebody explain it to me? I normally use the playground fight analogy. Right? Somebody else explained it like, in a 1 kilometer race, you have a 10-meter lead on lap 1. That's not the end of the world. But having a 10-meter lead coming around the final bend on the last lap, that is a big advantage. So that's what it's like. I'd love to go there and force material off, but ain't going to happen. I'd like maybe fianchetto this bishop or just get the bishop out. I think we'll just push this now. I'm not worried about this knight right now. Okay. He's kind of squishing my king in a bit there. If I go over here, he's got that. I need to engage my rooks. I need to engage all my pieces. So I'm thinking it's going to be bishop here, probably king here, rook onto the semi-open, rook onto the open file, get the king to safety. I have time to do that. Having said that, it's a very wide open board. Do I want to go there? This faces off the knights and attacks the pawn with the discovery from the bishop. Okay, so knight goes here. If he takes, that's fine, we've traded. If he runs away, He might go there and just save the pawn, but actually then I'm attacking the pawn twice, so what are you going to do? Also here we've got two undefended pieces in a row. In fact, he's got almost everything on light squares. Apart from the king and these two pawns, everything's on light squares, which really favours my bishop for now, until he can nudge them all onto dark squares. Actually, that pawn's on a dark square too. If he goes back here, I mean nothing. I'll just have myself another pawn. I want to get this rook over to e8 as soon as I can. Probably this rook over to g8. That's my strategic idea. Just nothing more than positionally occupying the open files, constraining my opponent's options. He's got then no option of getting into my side of the board. He could think about attacking like here. Yeah, this is not happy situation for white. Yeah, it's still very open. Also, his pawns are somewhat ragged, aren't they? Even compared to mine, you know. And I'm a pawn up and a piece up. No, I'm not a pawn up. He's got 6-6. So my majority is on the side where his king is. His majority is on this side, so you know, he should be thinking about shoving these pawns right up the board. Okay, he attacks the bishop. This we did not expect. Okay, do I have this? Hit the knight. You can move with check then. Or do I just defend with the rook? Probably just defend with the rook. What? I had bishop takes pawn attacking the rook. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What are you like? I forgot to think, did my opponent just make something stupid? He took nearly 2 minutes, so I thought he must have found the best move. Maybe there wasn't the best move. Always be open to the possibility that your opponent's done something that's not great. That would have really helped me out, because then I can just stick my bishop here, right? Then I've got a nice structure, everything's defended, and these two pawns on their own. See, what he wants to do is he needs to connect these three pawns, I think, somehow. You know, get them working together as a team. Try and bust through. Don't let this rook into the game. I think it's critical. I'd like to push this pawn, but that hangs this one. That was really silly of me, that. So apologies to everybody who's just spat out their breakfast. What's he going to do? He's got g4, he's got rook f1. Actually, rook f1 doesn't work, so I'm attacking this twice. So I think it's probably only g4 that works. g4 also stops my knight from going to h5 to hit this guy, but I can hit him here as well. And he'll have to retreat. He won't be able to retreat there if g4's been played. He might retreat there. In which case then I'll probably just play, you know, rook e8. Yeah, well, certainly if he goes there I will. What's that? You want lunch? Okay. Had a early breakfast today, so I'm really conscious to eat when my body says I'm hungry. It's very important. Tomorrow I won't be eating at all, but I will make sure I'm well fed today. Because yeah, I had breakfast about 7 AM today. Okay, he's under 6 minutes now. He doesn't know what to do, and quite honestly, I don't blame him. I think g4 is the most obvious move here. I don't think the microphone's picking that up. Might be picking you up, but are you okay, mate? Oh dear, he's very old now. Back end is gone. We're going to be probably losing 3 of our 6 dogs in the next 12 months. I wouldn't be surprised. You okay, darling? So yes, I'm on 3 podcasts as well today. Don't know what my opponent's doing now. Yeah, 3 podcasts, all to do with like health and diet stuff. Because we're also putting on a conference called the War on Health in the Peak District on the Saturday the 20th of January, if anyone is interested. All carnivore food, so apologies, vegetarians and vegans need not apply. We've got some really, really good speakers, really top-notch speakers, and, well, including me. And Phil, my business partner. So if you're interested in finding out more about why the world is not actually set up, we've got this world of healthcare which can do miraculous and amazing things, no doubt. Right? There's some amazing things it can do. Trauma care, accident care is incredible. You know, the ability to scan somebody's heart, identify a faulty valve and replace it with surgery is incredible. But the majority of what's actually harming people and killing people today, which is chronic disease, which is also quite new, modern medicine does a rotten job at, because what drives most of modern medicine is the free market for drugs. It's run by the pharmaceutical companies, as far as I can tell. And pharmaceuticals are not the way to treat chronic disease. But to find out why, you'll have to wait for a book that I'm working on right now, not in my own name, in somebody else's name, which will come out in the next year, or hopefully sometime this year. Fingers crossed. But to learn more, go on YouTube and type in, "Plants are trying to kill you." And you'll find out. I'm wondering if my opponent has left the game at this point. Because he really is in a bugger's muddle. What are you going to do, my friend? What are you going to do? You take here, you trade off, you're just going into an endgame of Knight down. And that ain't going to be pretty. Even with, my bad king, it's not going to be nice. Not going to be nice at all, precious. But if you're going to abandon, you should just resign. Did Mr. Scheibel teach you nothing? If the knight moves as well, I've even got maybe like f6, king f7, just connect the rooks that way. What are you doing, SRD Jan 1962? Where have you gone? Where did you go? Where did you go now? Well, sorry about this, guys. Not my fault. I mean, I've just kept rabbiting on. Opponent seems to have done one. What can I do? Hey, other than try and keep you all entertained. Nah, 1 minute 38. He's lost interest in this game. I'll send him a couple of question marks, that's what I normally do. Like, huh, dude? Tu joues encore, hein? Ou quoi? What's still in German? Spielst du? It's not jetzt is now, isn't it? Still. I do not know. Spanish. Vas a jugar? Are you going to play? Maybe? Anyway, now we're down to 40 seconds, so that is it. Opponent has wandered off. Not a good show, really. Old chap, and he is an old chap because he's 10 years older than me and I'm 51. So he's either 60 or 61, this fellow. Born in 62. So yeah, if he was born in the first couple of days of 62, he could even be 62. Yeah. Still got it. The old calculating machine's still there. Well, that was very poor. That was very poor. I'm saying no, he wasn't a good sport, but let's leave it at that. Okay, quick look at the review. Did I bugger up? No. Not a single inaccuracy. Oh ho ho. 83.4 from him. 93.7 from me. What's the number on the board? It's going to be 2200. Wicked, mate. Wicked. 2250. Excellent opening. Excellent middle game. And my opponent played 1850. Yes, out of his skin. There's nothing to look at. I didn't make an inaccuracy, so sod it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there were 3 moves that were merely good. Go on then. That was merely good. What was better than that? Okay, half a pawn difference. Anyway, can't be bothered looking at the other ones because it doesn't even highlight them. So that I will take. And that, guys, is with no coffee for 4 days. Get in. That is just pure brain power. Ketone fueled brain power. Okay, have it. SRD Jan 1962. Thanks for the game. Yeah, could have done with a little bit slightly more sporting conduct from yourself, but you know, you can't have it all, can you? Okay, well, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later.